If you want to learn how to play offense in basketball but have no experience, you've come to the right place. I remember being in your shoes when I was younger, so today I'm going to show you how to play offense in basketball if you are a beginner. I'm Coach Charlie with Attack Basketball Academy, and as a premier basketball player development coach, I've trained thousands of players around the world, many of them beginners, on the essential skills and techniques needed to learn to play offense, and they are simpler than you think. So in this video today, I'm going to tell you the step that every beginner basketball player skips and immediately regrets. Next, I'm going to give you the key every beginner player must use to unlock their offensive game. Last, I'm going to show you the top 5 drills you must master to learn to play offense. And on top of that, I have a bonus I'll give to you, but only if you stick around until the very end. Let's get right into the step every beginner basketball player skips and immediately regrets. See, you have to learn to see the game. First, you have to understand what you're playing. I think we go right into how to play, which is not wrong. But what you're playing, how big is the basketball? What size is the appropriate basketball when I first start out to play with, should I play with? What are the lines and dimensions on the court? How tall is the basket? See, those simple things, right? Let me just give you some education real quick. Here's some quick education. This is a size 6 basketball, typically for younger boys, right? 4th, 5th grade recommendations start with, right? 28.5 ounces. This is the basketball that women, young girls to young women play with all the way through the WNBA, the professional women's organization in the States, and then in FIBA over in Europe and different countries. This is the size ball they play with, a size 6. This is a size 7. It's 29.5 ounces, right? This is the biggest basketball. This is a men's basketball. Roughly speaking, some states in the United States will start playing with this basketball around as early as 6th to 7th grade, right? So again, you want to know, appropriately speaking, the size of basketballs, they're different. I always see a lot of beginner players playing with big balls. When they try to shoot, and all of a sudden they got a hitch in their shot, and they realize it's a hard habit to break. Not wrong. You're going to take a little longer to break it, but you got to make sure you're playing with the appropriate size ball. Then there's a smaller ball that's a size 5. It's a 27.5 ounce ball. That's when you really start off as a beginner. 3rd, 2nd, 4th grade, you want to play with that ball. To me, it makes a world of a difference. Okay? Now, the basket. The basket is 18 inches. That's important to understand. 2 of these basketballs and a half can fit. 2 can fit side by side just like this, right? And 1 can go on the top, right? The free throw line is 15 feet away. In high school, right, you may not be able to see it. I'm going to turn the camera. If I get off camera, so what? The three-point line, right? You might be able to see it, a little red line in the corner over there, right? The three-point line is 19.9 feet, right? People say 20 feet to keep it simple. It's exactly 19.9 feet. Why is this important? Being done with this coming up, you want to know what you are playing. You got to see the game for what it's worth. The court that I'm actually on is 50 feet wide. Every basketball court is 50 feet wide. Whether you are, again, a young player or a professional player, the length varies, right? So a middle school, high school court will be 84 feet. College and beyond, professional basketball is 94 feet. To me, that's how you'll be able to see the game. That's something that I know I regretted when I was younger, and I don't want to pass it on to you. I want you, as I'm teaching you this information, I want you to know what you are doing, what you're playing, before you try to process how to play basketball. Before I give you the key every beginner player must use to unlock their offensive game, I noticed that you're not a subscriber. I develop premium basketball players, and we have a lot of information on this channel. I roll out 20 new high-quality videos every month to help you. So you may want to be a subscriber. Click the subscribe button. Now let's talk about the key every beginner player must use to unlock their offensive game. You got to be able to say the game, right? It's one thing to repeat what a coach says, but you got to be able to recite this stuff, right? And again, I'm giving you things from the things I wish I would have had as my tools that really equipped me to play this game. Now, I did a lot with this game, but now as I reflect back, these are the small things I wish I'd have started when I was younger. You got to be able to recite it because, see, at the same time, what this really is about is how active and how high is your recall rate. 1 + 1, 2 + 2, 3 + 3. You can tell me those things without thinking about those, right? You want this stuff to become natural. Natural means little thought process because you can actually see and then say what you're doing, and that's what it's about, right? You need to know how to teach these concepts as well, even if you're not that good at explaining them, right? Keep note cards with you. Simple 3x5s, the way you would probably study for a quiz. You want to learn a word, right? You write the word on one side of the card, and the other you put the definition of the word. What does the word mean? Put the word in a sentence. Do the same thing with the basketball game, right, as you want to develop it. Talk to your parents and coaches about them, right? Because the more in-depth you can get on something, the more you can describe it and it's detailed. It may not be very well-defined in the beginning. The more in-depth you're going to be at when you actually do that thing. Because, again, it's going to be as close to natural as possible, right? Now that you know how to see the game and say the game, I want you to comment below with one new basketball terminology, word, or phrase you've learned from this video. Go ahead and drop it in the comments below. Now I'm going to show you the top 5 drills you must master to learn to play defense. See, you got to do the game, right? It's one thing to see the game, to understand what you're doing. It's one thing to say the game, not only to recite it, but to actively recall it as natural as possible, like saying 1 + 1, 2 + 2, and we know the solution, we know the answer to that. You got to also be able to do the game because information is great, but action is what really creates progress, right? So here are some great drills to start off with to understand. Now, right? I can show you, right, when I'm talking about seeing the game, okay? Here is the right block. You may not be able to see it. I could do a drill as simple as being at the free throw line and throw the ball to the right block, right? I can say right block. Boom. I can run to the right block. Bang. I can run to the right block, right? I can run to the left block, right, with the ball, right? I may cut out. It's all good. I can run to the right elbow, right? Right elbow. Run to the left elbow, right? These are all, again, the terminology, the court dimensions. Where's the free throw line? It's the middle. Every wooden court has a nail in the middle that signifies you're in the middle of the court. Every wooden court has it. Okay, go to the nail. See, terminology, phrases. Go to the nail. Boom. Right? Where's 3-point line? Right? Boom. You can't see it. I'm on it right here. Right? Go to the net. Go to the net. Go to the net. Right? You can't touch the net, but that's the net, right? Just simple things like that. That's one thing I would do. I love to do that with younger players. Okay? Right? Throw the ball. Right, I have 2 players working out sometimes, and I'll say right block, and whoever gets there first, I pass the ball. Left block, right, 3-point line, top of the key. Top of the key is where I'm at, okay? Simple things like that, right? One drill, right? Say the game, right? Second thing that's really good, as I want to back up, you got to find your feet, right? Basketball is a game where we use our feet to put our hands in the best possible position to either dribble the ball efficiently, effectively, right? Pass the ball in the same manner and shoot it, okay? It's all about creating high percentage opportunities for yourself, right? So, and gained advantages, right? So finding your feet. Let's go over the stops, the ways you stop on the court, right? It's a 1-2 stop, meaning one foot will land before the other. Okay, we do a 1-2, right? I can go left-right. I can go right-left, learning how to stop because it's all about stopping and stabilizing your body. So it's what I call S3. You want to start, stop to stabilize your body to get back balanced and still, okay? Right? You got a jump stop. Both feet land at the same time, okay? Jump stop, bang, coming at you, same concept. I want to be balanced. Because when it comes to dribbling the ball, passing the ball, or shooting the basketball, I want to make sure that I have good balance and posture. When it comes to passing the ball, right, I just did a 1-2 stop. The only two ways you're going to stop, you want to master that. You can say that. That's 1-2. I could jump stop. That's simple, right? The third thing I love to teach players, right, is once you learn to find your feet, now you need to learn how to turn. And turning is what we call pivots. Keeping it very simple, left foot will be pivot foot, stays on the ground. I can lift up my heel and swivel, hence like a tool that turns. But I can't move it. It has to stay in one position. My drive step foot, this is the foot that creates the action. I can literally lift this foot up, and I can actually move from one place to another while I keep one foot on the ground. Okay, so the very two basic ways you need to learn how to turn in the court, right, is what I call an outside pivot, also known as a forward or a front pivot. As I face you, left foot's 1, right foot's 2, left foot's pivot foot stays on the ground, right foot 2, drive step foot, I can turn, bang. And there's something that I'm actually doing so I can actually square up, be parallel to the basket to, again, shoot it at a high level, okay, or pass the ball directly to my teammate or dribble on a straight line. And what I'm doing is I'm leading with my chest. I call my chest my box area. From my waist all the way up above my head, that rectangular kind of imaginary box, I want to square up to the rim every time, or my target. If you're my target, as a teammate, I want to step to you. I'm over here, I want to outside pivot, I call it, I can turn directly to you, right? So again, I can do a 1-2 stop, working on finding my feet, okay? Left, right, that's right, left, right, left. Now, again, whatever the 2 foot is, that's the foot that's actually a drive step foot. Now, 1 foot is the pivot, stays on the ground. 2 foot, I can actually lift up. Bang, those are outside pivots, I call those. Also called forward pivots and front pivots. Right? The second basic way you want to learn how to turn is an inside pivot. I'll do the same thing. I'll go left, right foot goes under pivot foot now. Right? Let's go left, right foot goes under pivot foot. Okay, now let me go right, left foot, drive step foot. See, just learning how to turn on the court is key. The fourth thing I like to show players is how to handle the basketball. Starting off with what we call ball control drills. Because, see, the key to dribbling is to understand that these 3 fingers, right, these 6 in a sense, they're the ones that create direction. They turn up, down, side to side, right, because they're in the middle of your wrist. And it's all about understanding your finger pad and fingertips, because those are the ones that's doing the bending, and we call the universal release, right, where you extend your arm, snap your wrist, lock your elbow. That's the way you dribble the ball. That's the way you pass the ball. And ultimately, that's the way you shoot the ball. It's all one way. So therefore, understanding that, you want to strengthen your finger pad and fingertips. So here's the fourth thing I love to teach players. Ball control. Your pinky and thumb, they support the ball. They kind of keep the ball in place. Notice the ones that are coming down. The 3 fingers in the middle of my wrist. Right? I can squeeze the ball. I can toss the ball. I can wrap the ball. And the better you can do this being still, the better off you are. I can lift the ball up, go between my legs, having fun with young kids too, who may not be able to stay still and do this, right? Learn how to get a tennis ball and do this. Lift your leg up, straight up in the air. You also working on layups, just so you know, because you want your knee going straight up. So there's so many things you're working on about doing stuff like this, wrapping the ball, backing up a little bit, getting low, going around low, tight, quick to one leg, changing sides, making sure that I'm balanced in position as I move, okay? Then get a little advanced with it, with the movements. But so many different ways you can actually work on that. And then last, how to dribble the ball, right? And what I teach is you want to master the hard pound dribble. The hard pound dribble. Again, universal release, and the key is driving your elbow through the basketball so the ball comes back to your hands quickly, right? Here's a good little drill I love to show players. I'm going to build up to 5. I typically do this to 10. It's a dribble pickup game. I want to smash it right outside my foot. That's 1. I'm going to build up, right? 2 dribbles. I want to stay still. I want to build court vision. keep my head up, eyes looking forward, eyes on the opposite net, counting defenders. See, I'm getting passionate about this. See that, right? See? 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles, right? 3 dribbles. Here's 4 dribbles. Right? Then 5. I'll change sides. Drive my elbow. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. 5. Right? Keeping it simple. 5 basic things to get you. Let's keep the momentum going with the bonus I mentioned earlier. We covered a lot in this video, and I want to make sure I'm really helping you out. So I'd like to offer you a free guide that covers all the must-know basketball principles and in what situation to apply them. This is a powerful guide of best practice tips and skills empowering you to take charge of your game. Just click the link in the description below, and you can download the guide I put together as my gift to you. Enjoy it and keep attacking.